India's Brahmos missiles are becoming China's biggest nightmare. Indian defense exports could get a massive boost as the purchase of the Brahmos missile will be on top of the agenda for Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto as he arrives in India for the Republic Day celebrations later this month at the invitation of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Economic Times suggests the talks are already in advanced stages as the ASEAN nation seeks to boost defense alliance with India. The news has been making headlines with Indonesian Defense Minister also naming the Brahmos and tech collaboration with India as a key mission for Jakarta. This comes amid continued tensions between Indonesia and China over CCP's imaginary 9-dash line in the South China Sea. Indonesia is exploring broader military cooperation with India, which includes sharing and jointly developing defense technology, including the Brahmos cruise missiles. Indonesia's defense minister recently revealed, quote, India is ready to participate in the multilateral naval exercise Komodo 2025 in Bali and supports the plan for joint patrols in the Straits of Malacca. Collaboration on advanced technologies such as the Brahmos is also in the spotlight, as well as opportunity for Indonesia to learn and develop, unquote. The Philippines became the first country to buy these Indian ship-killer missiles to guard against Chinese expansionist threat. Now Indonesia has joined Vietnam in the race to become the second customer of the fastest supersonic cruise missiles in the world. Reports suggest India and Vietnam too have reached an understanding with a $700 million Brahmos export deal expected to be signed in months. The announcement from Jakarta now comes after a recent visit by Indian Navy Chief Admiral Dinesh Tripathi to the country. Indonesia's interest in Brahmos is not a surprise. India's affordable yet world-class military tech is attracting global attention. Today, India is exporting defense equipment to over 100 countries worldwide, with the biggest buyers of Indian exports being some of the world's biggest militaries, including the United States and France, while countries like Armenia and Israel have also upped their purchase of Indian military tech. But what is Brahmos? The Brahmos missile is jointly developed by India's DRDO and Russia's NPO Mashinostroyenia. The Brahmos bears resemblance to the Russian P-800 Onyx missile and is the world's fastest supersonic cruise missile capable of reaching speeds of Mach 3 or 3 times the speed of sound. It can be launched from sea, air as well as ground launchers and is capable of sending any Chinese warship to the bottom of the South China Sea with just one strike. With a 300-kilogram payload carrying capacity, the Brahmos could be armed with tactical nukes if needed. However, India has decided to keep the Brahmos purely as a conventional weapon as of now to enable widespread deployment. The Brahmos has sea skimming capabilities to avoid enemy radar and has GPS as well as inertial targeting systems. It also uses active-passive radar for pinpoint precision during terminal phase. The Brahmos is truly a fire-and-forget killer missile and is becoming a nightmare for Chinese expansionist ambitions. The Brahmos is capable of beating most modern radars. Just ask Pakistan, which could not detect or intercept an accidental Brahmos firing by India despite Chinese air defense systems in place. India is expanding its strategic footprint in the ASEAN to counter China's expansionist ambitions. New Delhi has emerged as a reliable and trusted counterweight to Beijing after its own 4-year military standoff with the PLA along the line of actual control in Ladakh. Indonesia's president will be the chief guest in India's Republic Day celebrations later this month, while an Indonesian military contingent will also march alongside Indian counterparts. Additional areas of cooperation between India and Indonesia includes joint exercises, ship development, and joint maritime security operations. While there have been reports linking Jakarta to Brahmos, such open admission by Indonesia's defense minister is a first, and talks between Prime Minister Modi and Indonesian President are likely to focus on further enhancing this growing bilateral defense cooperation. Now, both India and Indonesia hold the key to containing any Chinese threat in a future conflict. India and Indonesia control the entrances to the Malacca Strait, which is the Achilles heel of the Chinese military. Any disruption to 80% of Chinese oil imports through the Malacca Strait would restrict CCP's ability to engage in prolonged warfare. Head of Indonesia's Defense Information Bureau also hailed India's rise as a defense manufacturing power, saying, quote, "The Minister of Defense is aware that India's technology is currently developing very rapidly. Therefore, the Minister of Defense expressed his joy in being able to work together with India, especially in the defense sector, to improve Indonesia's domestic technology." Unquote. In addition to the Brahmos, some of India's defense tech gaining global recognition includes Pinaka multi-barrel rocket launchers, Akash air defense systems, and LCH Prachand helicopters. Have your say. Is Brahmos the key to India becoming a global defense exporting superpower? Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button, and subscribe to Inconnect News.